So I spent about 25 years getting very good at one thing, wanting the next number. I grew up in Guntur, India, in a lower middle class home. The kind of kid who learned early that if you just achieve enough, you'd finally be safe. So I achieved. I made it out. I made it to America, to companies whose names looked like the finish line to that kid. Eventually, I'm the CEO of a company doing a couple $100 million. And one day, the number came in. The kind of number that to the boy I used to be, would have looked like the end of the story, right? End of an entire story. I was at home designing a 3D print for Natalia, our daughter, for her school project. Then I switched focus to the dashboard, the one that I'd refreshed like 10,000 times. And there it was. It finally was there. The final sale of the company I had worked my tail off to sell to private equity. I waited to feel it. The thing you're supposed to feel when you finally make it. And it did come. Now, I want to talk about that silence. Because if you're still here and if you're still watching, I think you might know exactly what the one I mean. It's a strange kind of emptiness. It isn't sadness. Sadness you can at least explain, This one is more quieter. It's more confusing because by every measure on the board, you won. I won. You're supposed to be happy. You can even list the reason, right, clearly. And underneath the list, there's this low, flat hum that just says, is this it? We don't say it out loud, It feels ungrateful. People would trade places with you in a second. They would trade places with me in a second. So if you keep it to yourself, well, you keep it to yourself, right? You scroll a little later than you should. You buy the small thing that gives you a real spark for about 4 minutes. And then the hum comes back. And here's what I missed for a long time. And I missed it because I was good at my job. I spent my whole darn career optimizing dashboards. Every number that mattered, I learned to read it, move it, grow it, track it. And somehow I started running my own life that way. Health, track it, career, optimize it. Even rest, even the people I love, manage the inputs, watch the outputs. Vacations are planned, scheduled. It worked. I won't lie, it worked. The dashboard looked incredible, I have to say. But there was one number that never showed up on the dashboard. Nowhere. Not because I failed to measure it, but because it cannot be measured. The soul has no KPI. There is no metric for whether your life means anything. So the one thing I was actually starving for was the one variable in my entire system I was completely blind to, and that's the trap. Not that you chased the wrong things, you probably chased really good things. It's that you were reading the only screen you knew how to read, and the thing you needed was never on it. So for years, I did the obvious thing. I treated the emptiness like a gap, a missing number. And what do you do with a missing number? Go get a bigger one. The next milestone. Surely that one fills it, fills the void, right? It never does, though. You already know it never does. You've quietly run that experiment yourself. You don't talk about it to anybody because it's not manly enough or macho enough. Here's a reframe that actually moved something in me. The emptiness is not a malfunction. It is not proof that you're broken or that you didn't achieve enough, right? It's the most honest thing in the room. It's a signal pointing somewhere you've never looked because you are busy staring at the board. The void isn't punishing you, it's directing you, it's pointing you. I'll tell you where that went for me. And you can take it or you can leave it. I came to believe the hum wasn't a defect in me. It was a homing signal. That wasn't made by someone, for someone, and the restlessness only quiets when it's pointed back towards the one that it came from. There's an old line I keep running to. Our hearts are restless until they rest in Him. You don't have to land where I landed, but I'd ask you to stop doing the one thing that guarantees you never find out. Stop trying to measure your way out of it. So if you're sitting in that flat, quiet, is this it? Tonight, let me say something gently. Because I needed someone to say it to me. You're not broken, my friends. You didn't waste your life chasing the wrong things. You were reading the only screen you were ever taught to read. And the thing your soul was starving for was never going to appear on it, And that's not failure. That's just being human in a world that handed you a dashboard and called it a life. The emptiness isn't your enemy. Trust me, it's not. It might be the most honest part of you. Be a little tender with it, would you? And here are 3 small things you can actually do. Not to fix you though, because you're not a freaking bug. Just to start listening. Number 1, before you sleep, ask yourself one question and don't try to answer it, okay? What am I actually hungry for that nothing I've achieved has ever fed? Let it sit overnight, okay? The question does the work, not the answer. Don't try to answer it. Let it marinate. Number 2, tomorrow do one thing with no dashboard. Throw all dashboards for one thing. Something that produces nothing, optimizes nothing, cannot be measured. Coffee on the back step with no phone. A walk you leave your phone home for. 10 unmeasured minutes. Number 3, say one true sentence out loud to one person who loves you. Lately, I've felt kind of empty and I don't fully know why. That one sentence breaks the thing that keeps the void alive. You know what's keeping it alive? the pretending. That's the whole assignment. And notice, none of it happens on the screen, including by watching one more of these videos. So close this, shut it down, turn off the phone, go be unmeasured for 10 minutes. Warm up, breathe. Just breathe. You're not as far from home as you feel. Unmeasured, my friends, unmeasured. Go.